Hello friends, here we will see few points on tradition and the West Indian novel, an essay written by Wilson Harris. West Indian not an underprivileged crowd, a happy-go-lucky crowd, political or cricketing crowd, much more isolated and problematic in world. Third point, conflict of cultures and people. Here poet Wilson Harris says, as West Indian novelist, they should set out fulfillment of persons or the society. The novelist should have vision of unity. Then Harris also has vision of unity in his works. West Indian novelists analyze and interpret the ills and tribulations of their society. In West Indian novels, according to Harris, few novels allow certain amount of freedom to the author. Few gives wider context. It appear only in illusions. Harris's work does not trace an individual's span of life like V.S. Naipaul's A House for Mr. Biswas. In the work of V.S. Naipaul, House for Mr. Biswas, it says life and death of a central character. He believes society is an inevitable existence. Next, Harris speaks about phenomenal environment of the West Indies like its historical and geographical perspective. Using metaphor of river, he goes on survey the tradition of novel. His works acts like a numerous modern tributaries. His work is a monument of consolidation and have a vision of consciousness. Harris reminds historical sense of T.S. Eliot in his essay Tradition and the Individual Talent. He says the usage of language, reality of language. Harris sounds like Heidegger, a German philosopher, according to Heidegger, to whom language is not a mere tool, one of the many which man possesses. According to Harris, the word slave, there are many distinguishing marks other than slave, such as education, status, background, morality, etc. He won't agree only the slave is a distinguishing mark in the society. He also agree with the education, status, background, morality. Everywhere he see distinguish between various classes or based on gender or based on race. In American context, a slave is an animal put up for sale. For realizations, here essayist uses the new word scale. Even he analyzes the works of Dante. Among West Indian novelists, our essayist feels lacks of a certain tendency, a genuine tendency. V.S. Naipaul's A House for Mr. Biswas is basically conversational. Never a revolutionary question of spirit. It never asked a revolutionary question on spirit. Next, the comedy of pathos and the pathos of comedy. He represents common pictures of humanity. These all related to V.S. Naipaul's work. Next, our poet continues. A certain moral distinction. In his work, he has certain moral distinction. Also, he expects classical ground of responsibility from the West Indian novelists. On Marxism critic, a simple affirmation of classical tradition is not enough. Harris criticizes lack of originality in West Indian novelists. Writer bound by the traditional standard of judgment. Writer is bound by the traditional standard of judgment. The people judge the works of novelists. No faith in literature is that an extension of social order and political platform. Here poet says he does not agree that literature is the only source of change to make in society a social order and political platform. He is not agreeing in that aspect. He expects creative originality in the works of West Indian, all the novels. 19th century, he continues, 19th century Russian literature and 20th century Russian social and political life as an interviewable proof, means it is not same, one and the same. There are many great Victorians such as Ruskin, G.M. Hopkins and Dickens. Harris is hopeful about young writer of West Indian. Harris says at the end, it is a final statement in his essay. Harris continues, we are the product of very complicated historical past. We are an adventurous people, ready for anything. We are what we are because we have been what we have been. Harry should not be confined to London. He should be speaking from end to end to the West Indies. He loves West Indies and he fought for West Indies. Also, he supported the people of West Indies. It is a summary of the work Tradition and West Indian Novel written by Wilson Harris. If you like this summary, let me know in the comment box. Hit like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you.